Hello again and welcome back to my 5th Rail Simulator 2019 update. Again, this time we are starting from Kerry itself. It's just hopefully going to be a short video. I'm basically just showing the Abermule update that I've done, which is basically I've filled in a lot of blank spaces in Abermule. I've added some more buildings, more trees, I've added some allotments. So without further ado, we'll get straight to it this time, and I shall show you what I've done. Just need to change this yet again, because it keeps changing itself, which is highly irritating, but never mind. One day, maybe we will get used to it. Set that for that. Just make sure all my points are set so I can leave Kerry Yard. If I just quickly send to player and do this, and yes, it looks like we are set straight for Abermule itself anyway. Just make sure we can get directly onto the main line. Yep, it seems now we can. Okay, we shall set off. Yes, I've remembered, because I'm using the weathered pannier tanks because they're so worn, you have to set the power quite low and then the regulator quite high to get them moving, because they seem to want to jump quite a lot. Just check the back to make sure we're taking everything. Yes, we are. Sorry about how loud that was. So yeah, we are double heading mainly a wood stock train, headed by 2 pannier tanks of the Great Western Railway. I do basically want to add, there would have been 2 loading platforms which would have gone up towards where that house is, a bit further out. Wood during World War I would have been delivered from a forest called Kerry Ridgeway Forest. That then would have been put onto the transfer platforms, which there was 2 of them in a arched V shape. That would have been then delivered from the narrow gauge onto the standard gauge, and it would have gone from Kerry Powys itself up to Abermule. From there it would have been delivered to I presume Dover, and then it would have been loaded onto a ferry or a wood or just a transport ship to help to build the trenches back in World War I. Now we've got that going. These are working very hard. So yeah, I thought it was quite fitting to use the plank wagons and the log wagons. I believe these come with the Falmouth pack or something similar. slow it down because we are going way too fast. Sorry about that, that was my phone going off. Take the brakes back off again. I'll try to make this video as short as possible. Still sticking to the top speed of this line, which was 25 miles an hour. So yeah, as I said, I have updated Abermule as it really needed doing. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to completely finish Abermule, all the housing, trees, foliage, all that kind of thing. Then I'm going to move on to Newtown itself, finish Newtown as far as Vena, which does need doing. Pardon me. Yeah, we're just letting them idle for now, as there is quite a sharp corner coming up. Basically, it's because I had to keep removing and replacing track, I ended up with a very awkward set of points. But now it's like that, I actually quite like it, being as the line was quite a difficult one to build. I'm still not sure with Train Simulator whether these two locomotives work in tandem, because I remember going back probably a few years now, you double-head a train, but it would be the front locomotive would be the only one doing the work. So basically the second locomotive would be deadweight. Unfortunately, I couldn't use Great Western skinned pannier tanks. I did buy a pack. I can't remember the name of the website, but I have used it a few times. I bought the Great Western pack. There was also a Great Northern Railway freight locomotive pack. Just put the brakes on again. Yeah, there was a Great Northern Railway freight pack as well. I did also buy the War Department 8Fs as well, but for some reason they don't work either, or I can't find where on earth they are. I have gone through all of the packs and I still can't seem to find it. The only packs that I have got, well, the only pack that I have got to work was the Stroudley A1 Terrier. That works quite well, but the others don't. So if anyone is watching this and they know how to sort that out, and they could let me know, that'd be really helpful. So as I said, I spent, I think it was £25 on the pannier tank pack, and probably another £20 on the 8F, because that was an older pack. Hopefully we don't crash coming up to this corner, because this one is the sharpest. very, very sharp. You can see the curvature there. And again, we have the mill pond. I've also slightly changed the Mule River, or it's more of a brook rather than a river. You wouldn't see it from the train, as it would eventually lead into the River Severn. Ooh, a little bit fast again. Yeah, there's another one of the small trains if I just let them go for a second. We have now a sheep pasture as well, which I do need to add fencing up along. If I can just get a better angle, you can just about make out the road in the distance there. I do need to add a fence there, but I think I'm going to add a hedge, as a lot of the road barriers in Wales are hedge barriers rather than fences. The only reason I've added fences along here is, if this is real life, you'd want fences to stop people trespassing on the railway itself. Yep. So there's more trees here. There's also picket fencing. You can now get from the platform itself onto the road and the path. Unfortunately, I can't find any level crossing gates that are big enough and that open and close as you move up to them to I've lost my train of thought. But yeah, basically I'm looking for a pack with longer level crossing gates in them, and I can't seem to find them, unfortunately. Anyway, let's put the brakes on. Let's use the towed brake fan at the back as well for a nice bit of extra braking. We'll switch this into reverse. This train is probably going to be too long to fit into this siding here, but it doesn't matter, I'm going to do it anyway because this is where they would have brought them into, and I will show you why when we get there. Let's just take off the brakes again. That should take them off nice and quick. And we're going to have to go to the back of the train for this one, just so I can keep an eye on where I'm going. Just double check that we're going into the right siding. Yes, we are. Come on. Have I missed something, or does it need a little bit more? Oh, why is it doing this? Oh yeah, I've remembered what it is. It's the other way round. Oh, you see what I mean? It's very, very very, very touchy. But yes, this is how they would have brought wood down from Kerry Ridgeway itself via the transfer platforms from narrow gauge to standard gauge. And they would have come down the line here. There would have possibly been another piece of track that would have come down on this side. That would have allowed the freight to not stray onto the main line itself for too long, but this is just for show, and I can't find any evidence of one of those being there. It doesn't really matter. Ooh, we might actually just be alright, although I'm doubting it. I'm thinking we're just a little bit too long. But never mind. How far off are we? Be interesting. Ooh, yeah. Quite a few wagons too long, which is, I dare say, what this would have been used for. Basically, if your freight line was too long, you could leave up to where it was safe on the trucks, and then you'd disconnect. For example, if I can figure out which one is the correct one. How many trucks back is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So roughly about 5. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that back one there if we put that back on forward, this is how I should have done it before. Oops, we're in the smoke there. Yeah, we'll do this, and you'll see what I mean. This is basically the only way I can figure out of if the freight line was too long, how they would have sorted that out. Nope, this has turned out to be a longer video again because I'm showing too much, but never mind. Okay, now that's done. Just take the brakes off again. Flip her back into reverse. Check the points behind me. Obviously originally there would have been a, well there is, I've got it in the station, the signal box personnel would have changed the points for me. As well, you'll have to, whoops, she's done it again. There we go. You'll have to excuse the siding that I'm going into now. We just go to the back of the train again. Yes, I forgot to put the ending ramp there. Never mind. So yes, if there was any overpass on the points of freights or coach and stock or whatever, I believe this is what they would have done. They would have split the train up, brought it into another siding, and from when they were empty, I'm trying to think how would have they done this now, actually, thinking about it. Nope. Brain trainer's gone again. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed my latest update. This one took about another 2.5–3 hours to do. As I said, you've got all the allotments, trees again, basically filling in blank spaces. Got that on both sides now, rather than it just being completely wide open. It's now got a nice bit of cover on it. One thing I didn't show, I'll just quickly do that, is over here there's now another railway bridge in here. Ignore that down there, I need to fix that. So yeah, there's another railway bridge there. There would have been also another road bridge just here. The three buildings there, you've got again the Abermule pub, you've got M.E. Poston's garage. Again, I'm going to add some old style cars there. I'm probably going to leave a blank spot, so if I'm coming from the Shrewsbury or Oswestry direction, you'd be able to see that. I'll just give you a bit quick close view of the other side, which is here. As I said, yeah, you've got some. You'll have to ignore that doing that. It does that at a certain distance. Oh no, it's just the ground terrain because it's a bit hilly and it doesn't like it. So yeah, you've got some allotments, more trees. I was looking for tree stumps as well. Basically, where these few are here, I was going to put tree stumps so it looked like the workers from the woodyard were coming in, cutting trees, and then bringing them directly into the compound, into the woodyard compound itself. I've also added, which I thought was quite a nice little touch, some grounded freight wagons that I'm going to say the allotment people are using for sheds. There's also a very old coach there which probably came from the Southern Railway. I'm just guessing because of the colour of it, unless this one's a slightly different coloured one. Yeah, I thought it was the green one, but it's not. But yeah, it's an old coach and stock, and then the three old wagons, which I believe this COND chalked on there stands for condemned. And it would have been condemned on the 1st of the 2nd, 1953, which is quite interesting actually. It's a nice little touch. But yes, the next thing I'm going to be concentrating on is probably adding some more trees on the other side of the road. Further down Abermule itself, just past the new bridge I added, and then back down towards Newtown. I need to finish that up as well. Another thing to come, I think I said this in the test video I made, which was the first one a few months back. Basically, I am making a documentary on the Abermule and Kerry line. I'm still working on the script. It's taken quite a while, but never mind, that will eventually come out. Way before that comes out though, there is probably going to be a lot more Newtown and Abermule updates itself. Oops, sorry about that. So yeah, again, I hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye.